Hello, everybody. Good evening. This is Dr. Rao. Been working all day and had some time to listen to some people, but I was not able to participate much. Uh, but I thought I will come on and see if I can go service to anybody. You know. So Christmas went very well, and uh, preparing for the new year. And I see Sanya there on the Wisdom app. Then come up, Sanya, if you want to touch chat. Um, Otherwise, my son was here, so we had a good talk and good time together. And he's quite a young man now, band teacher, and teaching the kids with the dedication. He was doing some applications approval for them. He took some break for that during the holiday, a couple of hours and did this. I was impressed with his dedication. Uh, Otherwise, I was having a good time and wanted to share and just come up with a good analogy for some things. And I was talking to some friends. I've met somebody, what's called, her name is IBS. She's from England, and she's uh, very much talked about the inner self, the Atman, and all that. I was excited to see somebody else also talking about that. So we had a good time talking about it on the clubhouse. And she came to my uh, house. I have a house called Docks and Burnout, where I come on Saturdays at 7 p.m. But otherwise, I come in once in a while and just to chat with people. And she happened to come there, and we found each other unexpectedly, the same philosophy. So it was very invigorating and happy for me. Um, you never know who will meet on this social media platforms, right? That's why I come on these things once in a while. What else is going on? Anybody wants to come up? I will be happy to talk to them. Otherwise, I will ramble for a while, and then I will throw whatever that comes to my mind. Uh, See, one of the things I was talking to my son was I was telling about what has happened to me on this healthcare field thus far, and what are the things that I have come up with, and what is that I'm going to do from now onwards, and why is it meaningful for me, and all that. Okay, that was a good session we had where I could explain in much more detail about what I was thinking. He knew my activities, he knew what I was trying to do and all that, but now it's more concretized, right? So now I'm trying to be a chief wellness officer to a health system. I don't want to just join just because that phase is over now. But the phase is now is I want to do something really meaningful for me where I can see at least some wellness oriented practices are in the system, any health system. And then gather data because I'm informatician too. I gather the data and test it out with other health systems too. Thereby, we may start a maybe small trend. I don't have to be big on that, but a small trend. For example, I go to a big hospital, right? And they have so many hypertensive patients coming their way, right? And can we teach them relaxation methods where they can help their high blood pressure? They can take the medications if they want to, but we can show them how we can cut down the medications and make them control their high blood pressure with these non-pharmacological measures. You know, that's what I was hoping we can do. You know, and then collect the data, people who were before this and after this. I mean, this was done before too, but I want to do it in a way where there are people who are not taking any medications and controlling too. And that involves non-invasive, no real medications or herbs or anything like that, but just by understanding how to be relaxed during the daily life and then control the blood pressure that way. So for example, we can tell them how to be non-reactive during the workday and just be responsive to whatever the duties that they are doing, and at the same time maintain a monitoring of their blood pressure. These days, we can monitor blood pressure 24 hours. So wherever you are, you just wear a small device, and then we can watch. For example, we can measure that. But then we can show by data that your high blood pressure and the symptoms from it and the target organ damage, all this, we can take so much data on each patient, right? And we can monitor them much easier now and then help them also quality of life. How did the quality of life, do you have headaches? Do you have sleepless nights? All those things are gone. Anxiety is gone, all those things, right? So we can monitor. So suppose I'm in a health system where that's something like a 500,000 or so many patients, multiple hospitals, right? The other hospital I was in a 21 hospital, but I was working only in one hospital. But I reached all those people because of my EMR work, So the CEO, not CEO, CIO of the health system, he came to our place and then he found me very enthusiastic about EMR. So we became friends and then we became colleagues, and then I was able to do EMR at that level, and a lot of solutions were implemented at that level. But that was just the initial stage. But now I have specific recommendations for specific problems that people can adopt, and but they have to do them daily, though. Then we can monitor, and they can also monitor the difficulties. See, this is like that is after practicing so many decades, like 4 decades, right? What I found was there was very little attention to this kind of control of the blood pressure just by changing your actual complete lifestyle, just changing a few things. Everybody knows about the diet, everybody knows about the exercise, everybody knows about okay, take something for the blood pressure. But what I'm talking about is, apart from doing good diet and blood pressure, can you manage to relax in situations where normally everybody's losing their temper and they're taking it to other people, they're blaming and all that. See, that kind of thing is something we can work on and to understand why your system reacting like that and how can we really hang on to that. So and they're not reactive system, but respond to the challenges that are presented to us, and then walk away from the situation, not getting hurt by getting angry, getting frustrated, or anything like that. See, this has become the modern lifestyle all over. So we have become more fidgety, more nervous, more anxious, more depressed. All these things are there. Even when they like the work, even when they're among the people that are compatible with them or friends with them, people end up having these problems, right? So I was really perturbed by that. Very beginning, I was introducing people to relaxation spa. This is written by a cardiologist of the Harvard, and he was taking that from the practice of mantra yoga. That is, mantra is one particular sentence you repeat same again and again, right? And he kind of took that and constructed in a modern way, and then wrote a book called Relaxation Response. I was giving to all my patients about that, and apart from the blood pressure, I was prescribing medication because I'm an allopathic doctor. People come to me for that, and some people are already on that, so they just want a renewal of them. And when we're doing, but along with that, I gave this book and told them how to relax, how to use this particular technique and what is the mechanism of explanation. They were able to do that because it's not taking anything inside, it's just controlling your thought and sitting down and repeating the same word, whatever the word it is. You don't have to have specific Sanskrit mantra. You can say Jesus, right? Because they're one. But then you have to be with that for some time, and then your central nervous system releases a reflex called relaxation response, and you have that. And then the entire system gets relaxed. That's what it is. All you do is every day select a place and try to go there every day and at the same time if possible, and then avoid all the distractions, sit down and then close your eyes and comfortably take a deep breaths and then start to saying that word inwardly and continuously go on saying that till you feel relaxation, right? Look, people may be able to stay 1 minute, 2 minutes in the beginning, but then as they go into the uh, practice extends, they will have 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes like that. And then they start to enjoy that because they have the good hormones release and the stress hormones control, and they also go to better sleep, all those things. Due to this, apart of course, controlling the diet and the salt and moderate exercise, and also this combination of calming the mind in a way. So these kind of things I used to tell them. So this is the wellness way, one of the wellness ways I'm talking about. These can be incorporated with out of the regular treatment we are giving to them, and thereby we can achieve some reduction in the medication or total avoidance of the medication. Those are possible. It depends upon how sincerely they're applying these wellness ways, right? I have seen in my practice a lot of patients either cut down the medication or few of them stop altogether the medications. But that requires a lot of discipline, a lot of understanding, a lot of regularity. That is one thing I don't see is many people doing the regularly. That's what I insist on them. And once you go into that regular lifestyle, that will be very, very easy for you to achieve these results. So once we are there in a good health system, this is what I'm looking for. And any of you really think there is a chief wellness officer anywhere, please refer me there, and I'll be able to serve the people much better that way. But anyway, I'm applying to the systems, and if they get it, I will continue my company. I will continue what I'm doing, but also I will go there as a consultant or full-time work job, whatever it is. But the main thing is that should be big enough and able to generate data. They don't have to do separately, but whatever patient will generate data and then compile that and then present a study of what is the effect of these non-therapeutic measures on so many conditions, and also how are these lifestyle changes, which I call therapeutic lifestyle changes, are affecting general health and also specific complaints, right? Then we will be able to show the data that these simple, non-invasive therapeutic lifestyles can make a significant difference in the longevity, in the viability of your organs, and also your quality of life, your general feeling about yourself, those kind of things. So I think my friend Sanya is coming. I'm happy to see her come up. Hi, Sanya. I was waiting for you to come up. How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
How was the Christmas?
It was good.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought I will just come and be useful for somebody, but at least for an hour. Like,
That was useful. I mean, like,
yeah,
not only useful because it's professional opinion, right?
yeah. But so some people have specific questions, that then also I can respond. But I was telling them how I want to be chief wellness officer, so I can gather data and then present the data so that we, at least some systems will adapt. They are adapting in a way, but they are not adapting to the comprehensive way that I talk about. You see, um, that's what I was trying to get it. So, you have any question,
Yeah.
Tanya? You want to ask? Or
What kind of topic should I ask? I have lots of questions. Yes.
something? It's up to you. Whatever you want.
Like you know, when we practicing now, I get so much more energy
Yeah.
that I didn't realize that I had, right? Um,
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
yeah, because I last throughout the day, no problem, and it goes on until night and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like this is without coffee, mind you.
Mm.
This is so awesome, right?
I actually
You know,
stopping the coffee is a good thing, Sanya, for you. You know.
yeah,
Mm.
which is like a replacement for me, which is like I don't
Mm.
now. I just like I told you, I quit the coffee the next day, right, without any side effects. The
Very
things
good.
that we've been practicing,
Yeah.
and then of course keeping throughout the day with the same kind of energy, right,
Mm.
and even longer because I was so surprised
Yeah.
because it's lasting that long and it's like natural energy that's generated within you, right? So
Yeah. See, the key is this: you are doing deep breathing, right?
yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
That deep breathing brings in more prana. Prana is life energy, right? That comes into your system when you sit up straight and then really take deep breath. The lungs go all the way down, diaphragm press down, right? And then when you really breathe out, you're going to push your abdomen wall inside so that the diaphragm is pushed up and then it all excreted out. You know, and also the type of breathing practices we do, they kind of not only uh, just get the alveoli open up and take more oxygen, but also they clear the airways much better. You see that Brahmari, the other things that we do, and then Kapalabhati, all these things are really that is the anatomical physiological. But if you talk about yogic load, prana has once it comes into the body has five different energies. Okay,
Wow.
prana, apana, samana, udana, and then vyana. Five types are there. Each one is connected with the system. Okay, so some of the asanas we do, some of the, I mean, I didn't explain to you because it's going to be confusing. I just want you to do it and get the benefit, you know, and then you can understand it much better. It's going to be difficult to, it's not important that you remember them. What's important is you do them and feel the subjective results that you are reporting to me. You know, that energy is good and all that. But then as your understanding develops and then you get more, I can go much deeper to how this whole thing works. Okay. Otherwise, it's like a just a theory, and then that's why doing it on a daily basis and really doing it sincerely with what we are what intended for that particular posture, particular breathing, particular type of attitude, all that is very important. You know, probably your breathing, deep breathing helped you to not react that easily. You see,
Yeah.
not get angry, not get frustrated, those things, and your sleeping is better.
Hmm.
So all this
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Uh,
Go ahead, go ahead.
as Yeah, because it helps you in every area of your life, right?
Yeah,
Because like I was so anxious going across the bridge. I
yeah,
don't know why, but
mm,
um, you know, but as we were going through all of these things, my anxiety and the things,
yeah,
how you, it's a combination of different things, right?
yeah,
And
exactly.
so the breathing and the, kind of like that witness things that we do,
Yeah, yeah.
it's kind of like, it's like I now like suddenly, I don't know if it's sudden or not, but I just like um
You
come
see,
back now and going there. I'm not as I'm not anxious anymore,
very
right? And
good.
because maybe there is not a fear, as
Yeah.
much, or I don't know where it went. Okay,
No, no, there's a reason. First of all, what I say, be here and now, right? So you are trying to be here and now all the time, right? 1 hour, 1 hour. It is to the extent whenever we got attention to that, your attention coming back. That means you are not allowing your thought process go wherever it wants to go. Okay, that itself saves you a lot of energy and also really keeps you in the present of the work also. When you go outside, you are going to be with that. That's why your thoughts are not racing and they are not producing your anxiety. You see
yeah,
the connection. So not only doing that, but you're doing that so many days. Daily is preferred, although at least 3 or 4 days and all that. But you remember why we are deep breathing. What the deep breathing, when you deep breathe, cuts the thoughts, right? That connection you have to understand. Then, when the more you are doing it, the more you are controlling that thought, and that becomes natural to
yeah. I was just amazed, and
you.
I'm no some. I just came to conscious,
Mm. No,
I
that's
just
a keyword.
realized that
That's
like,
the keyword,
oh, okay,
Sanya. That's the keyword. What you said, conscious action.
yeah,
Okay, do everything consciously. That means with attention, here and now, and really putting all your focus and everything onto that. You remember I taught you that Trata, you know, uh, I just told you to place the candle and look at it continuously, right? But then there is a
yeah,
deeper meaning of Tratak. I didn't tell you all of that because you don't want to force feed or put so much into people right away, right? You just started, even first 6 months, 1 year is a start, we call it, because there is so much more understanding to really know than you know. All that people do is they get this inactive energy, which is called tamas. That means if you uh, lie down, you feel like lazy, you feel like not moving, and that energy builds up because of the modern lifestyle, right? The creature comforts, the sitting down, the lying in the bed, the sofas, and all those things, they breed that. And to get rid of that, it takes a long time, you know.
yeah,
And this struggle, the people are not able to, not only you, but other people are also not able to come in the morning that much because they may come a couple of days, they're inspired or all that. But then later on, it becomes their own body actually gives them another, right? But then for me, I just get up in the morning, I have full energy.
yeah,
That's the result you will have down the line as you uh, get more accustomed to it. Okay, uh,
yeah.
you see,
I
it's like
still do like I love the practice in the morning, but
yeah,
on the times that you,
yeah.
uh, yeah,
No,
it's
no, I'm
very
doing
essential.
later
Yeah,
also for people because they are not able to get up the morning time, right? So for me, what happens is I do my routines, Sonia, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
according to the needs of my students, if I'm free, I don't mind adjusting to that. And 90% of them it's working, but there's sometimes I already have an appointment booked, somebody booked it and all that, currently, right? Then I will say, okay, I cannot do that hour. Otherwise, most of the time, and the other thing I'm doing these days, I changed it. Instead of, I do my regular hour in the morning, right, at 5 o'clock. And then anybody else comes. If I want to, I will do the routine. Otherwise, I can just tell them to do this, and they're happy with that. At the time, I was able to point out, talk about each asana much better. So that change really working to the benefit of the student. Okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah, so much better if
yeah,
I can do the whole thing that you showed me
yeah,
every morning.
yeah,
I just do it earlier than that
yeah,
before I go,
yeah.
wherever.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the
it's a
thing
lot.
that I noticed is,
Yeah,
in terms of the mood, right? In terms of like
yeah,
the emotions, right?
yeah.
It's so much more like I'm more tuned into everything, right?
Mm.
And this is kind of awesome because, uh, yeah, I mean, like everywhere I
Mm.
go is different because you're carrying it within you, right, all the time. And
In terms of energy, you told them about that you feel better. I'm going to take a little further now. Okay, tell
Yeah.
me. Don't have to tell me right now because everybody's there. But you know what I'm saying is, go and reflect on what system of yours needs more, functionality. See, some people may have um, mental problems like anxiety, depression, right? And some people may have not able to digest better. Some people may have some other problem, some system, either the CVS system or respiratory system or GA system or pelvic organs or your mental problem. These are the five energies, right? So if you tell me, then we'll optimize that system by prescribing you some asanas and some breathing practices.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, just reflect on it. Don't have to be in a hurry. When you come to the conclusion, yeah, I'm not able to digest as well as used to. Some people come there because they have flatters, they have constipated, something like that. Some people may come and say, oh, and then there are special energies for the pregnant women. There are special energies for the people who are going to give the birth of a child. Like that. The energies, once you understand, like I told you, right? My own wife, when we were having our first child, she was home. She came to New York, right? When we were married, and a couple of months later, she joined me. So I was in New York working in the Pune hospital. So I introduced her to that antenatal yoga, and she took it very seriously, and then did very nicely every day. Because she has no concern, nothing to work or anything, just cook and you take care of but I was there to help her too. But then I took her on the walks, and then I used to go to the workout for the gym. I was a member of the health club, so she used to come, and then they asked. She came in the eighth, ninth month with a big tummy, right? And the girls they said, "Oh, I want to see what you're going to do." But she just walked with me, and then we are very close to the beach, the sea, right? Okay, a couple of blocks, and then we used to walk to the sea, and they have this nice boardwalk, and then we used to have a nice walk, like the combination of these things. And then she was priming, her labor was okay 1.5 hours something. See,
Yeah.
now that's because you train um, that particular part that we need, with particular asanas and all that, right? But as I always tell, asana and all is only very, very minimal part of yoga, right?
Yeah.
So, but you have to have a healthy body to do those concentrations, to do those meditations. So that's why you see me, I myself do with you when you come,
Yeah,
So
very good.
uh, it's,
Yeah.
it's a kind of uh, good for us, right? The body has to be
Yeah.
good so that we may have to. I may not be able to do it like a younger mind of mine, but then still I do them, and that's the key. And then there is something else going on, Sonia. The longevity that American we say lifespan that is gone down now. Last year also it was 1.5 year or so it has gone down, and now the first time, this is the second time 7 months are down. That means it used to be 74, 78 average people are living. It was always going up ever since I came to this country, always going up 65 to 70 to 73. I saw all that like that. People are living longer. Now it has gone down because there are multiple problems that were happening in the society, which I always talked about. But then I didn't want to see this result. Again, so I knew that because they are having like that. You're going out, you want to come out, that's fine. That was Sonia. Sonia is like we have become friends on this Wisdom app, and ever since we have been talking, and she also joined my wellness club, and we have been working together on that. And she is a very good student because she's sincere, and then she doesn't get into talking others. She just does the yoga, and then she tells me I have to coax her. Tell me what is the question? What's the question? Then she will ask me a couple of questions. But I always have to ask them questions so that they can get most out of it. And then we also work with certain problems that she's stated. So that is what we're talking about. This wellness club. Some people come in the morning, some people come in the evening. And most of the time I put it there just because I want them to be committed to doing this and getting them started. Health improvement club. And then I don't want to go too deep on there because I want people to do, and they enjoy that. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Um, so, Sanya, anything else you want to ask me? Any question?
Yeah, I've been with you now for a year, right,
Yeah.
Dr. Rao?
Yeah.
And I think just maybe, yeah, it is around November. I think I joined the first time we,
I think
kind
you,
of
you
started.
missed a few months one time, and then again.
Yeah, I did. A couple of months.
Yeah.
And then, and as we consistently do it, right? And for me, it's about the consistency of doing the
Yeah.
discipline, because anything worthwhile requires that attention, right?
Yeah.
And
That is the thing about modern life. I don't say Western because everybody has become like this too. If you go, so the modern life versus ancient life is ancients. Kind of imagine their day how it is. They get up very early in the morning because they go to the bed very early, right? And then they have association with the sun. Okay, so they do sun salutations. They may not do like a yogi completely perfectly and all that. Because we learned, we understood from the experts and all that. But it depends upon people. But usually that's the connection. That is the spiritual connection people have. Is they want to get up before the sun rises, and then when the sun rises, they want to salute the sun, and then they want to do certain other things too. And then they may do the continuous asana, but they definitely do pranayama. That's a breathing exercise. And then they also do prayer or focusing or doing arti mantra, singing the songs and all. Different people do it. But the highest form of it is if it is about mind.
yeah,
How can you focus? How can you concentrate? How can you relax deliberately in situations where the threatening to you? Outward danger is there, but still with your own way of dealing with it, you can react to people very severely, or you can choose to not to react, to respond. That's the thing. And there's a lot of scientific data that is presented now that calming down is very, very good for us because this calming down makes the stress hormones not coming to our play. So you don't make a bad soup. Okay, you keep your soup nice and
yeah,
good. Otherwise, your soup itself can make damage to your internal organs. So that is the key in yoga, physical asana. You kind of work on your internal organs without you knowing. Right? That's why it becomes such a effective thing. Even though you may not build up the six pack and all, you can do it if you want to. But you can sculpt your body very nicely. But if you can really lean body, you can do it in so many ways. All the simple thing is just do sun salutations, 5 to 10,
yeah,
5 to 10 at a time in the morning and
yeah,
that's good enough.
yeah. So I started with the 7 and then working it up to 21.
That's
That's
it.
kind of like slowly and slowly.
That's it.
It's like every 2 weeks
Yeah.
you kind of increase,
Yeah.
right? So
You see, you are
that's
doing 12 asanas in the sequence of that. You see, that's why each time you do, you are doing 12 asanas. But if you coordinate it with breathing, and also there's deeper meaning there. I told people just theory wise sometimes, if you do that way, it is multiple effect. That is also there. But for that you got to be doing it for a while. Then that's good. People can do 108 a day.
yeah, not yet. Getting
Yeah.
there.
You know that Sadhguru's guru, he was doing 10,000 a day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was doing 10,000 a day. It seems he was above 75 and Sadhguru met him. and
yeah,
they were doing this exercise. They were playing. He was 12-year-old, I think. So good. Yeah. So they have this kids, all these kids that play. They have these wells, deep wells in India. Even in my backyard, there's a deep well, right? So you to go down and come up is with a rope is very difficult. But these kids again is they jump straight into the wall. Actually, it is a brick layered wall, but they straight into the water from the upper. They can get stuck and they will die with head injury. But then you aim to the water and go down, and then with the rough bare hands they have to climb up the wall, all the way up. That's very very challenging. And they were doing it, I believe. It's, and then this old man jumped in, and then he climbed faster than these kids. And Sadhguru said, I was built very well, but I was aghast when I saw it, that man climbing like that, like a monkey. He climbed so fast. And then he wanted to know, how is this possible? 75 years old, you are able to do. Then he told him, I do yoga, I do Surya Namaskar 10,000 a day. I
yeah.
wondered, where is the
I
time?
don't know if I'll ever reach 10,000.
No,
Like that's like a big,
180 is a good number.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like yeah, but yeah,
Uh,
uh,
Once you learn to do it, once you did and developed the stamina, then it becomes a pleasure to do that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay?
It does gives
Yeah,
you
it
like
takes.
I. This is what the other thing that I found that um that feel good.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and,
It feels
and
good, really. That's the endorphins that we call it with the marathon and all these things. They come like that. When I experienced that was when I was in pre-med, school. I was already selected for the medical school. I was waiting for the colleges to open. There was some political disturbance. That's why we were delayed. And so at that time, I went back to my old college, which is also in the same town. But they had this big basketball court, and around that, like a 1 mile track is there, and then the track is on the fields of this, fields of beautiful leaves and all that. And the sun is to come up, and I used to start running a lot. First, I started only 5 rounds, okay, and then it became like a 10 rounds. Then it went up to all the way to 50 rounds. But I remember the last few rounds how good it felt, because it's a good endorphins, right? I came up pumped up, Unfortunately, I didn't continue that because I went to medical school and we had to study a lot, and we didn't have the guidance that we should do this continuously, right? But then that really felt very good. I remember what it is, a high endorphin high, without taking anything. You just work and you know. Uh, but in yoga, I experienced that when I was doing vinyasa. That means one asana after another asana, like a. So namaskar is a kind of vinyasa, but it's not exactly vinyasa. In vinyasa, you do all the asanas we are doing very fast in a sequence. Okay, and that is when I do that. That's the time saver, by the way, Sanya. You know,
oh,
because
okay, gotcha.
very time
Okay.
saver. When as the doctor and doing all of that, sometimes I'm in the call room and then I have no time. Then I used to do 20 minutes. And that is even if I do it now, it is very very good. But I don't have to do it because I'm not at the same time crunch like I used to be there, right? So it's more like
Mhm.
now I'm teaching people, I'm helping a lot of people, right? So I want to make them not to get hurt, not to pull all those things. That's why slow in yoga life, when I do that, people, I never had a student getting hurt so far because
Yeah,
I'm careful, because I don't push on things that they cannot do. And I ask them, if, like you experience it when you have some problems. I said, don't do this, don't do that, right?
yeah,
So that kind of thing. That's the advantage of me being a physician and a yogi. That's the unique
yeah,
combination. I think I never seen anybody like that, especially studying this deep. I did not see anybody. maybe they are doing it for health's sake, but then their mind is nowhere near what I know as a yogis can be. You know?
Yeah. Because even in the beginning, it took me a while to calm
Yeah,
the mind, right? And
yeah,
of course, steering the emotions and
yeah,
stuff like that, and directing it rather than having it like directing you, right? So um, that was like it's like you know I was one of the reasons I joined in the beginning was that I find myself I always usually was really active when I was younger in my years, right, and more of the athletic kind of thing. So when I find myself kind of like this like slow mo and
yeah,
this kind of like that tragic kind of movement, especially around this time of the year, right?
yeah,
But then I find myself like my body is going lazy, and I don't like that, right?
yeah,
Because and so that's why I love the every day that you do like the 365 days a week kind of thing, right?
yeah,
Which is an awesome thing to be able to do. That way you maintain, your not only the physical but also the mental aspect of yourself, right?
yeah,
And you talk about immunity, right? And what I like for me, I haven't like not going away. I haven't been sick since
yeah,
we not only since but I maybe with a lot of these things have to do with that everybody around me is getting sick, right? And
yeah. I think more
I
people
find
should
my
come into our wellness club, Sanya. I think they'll enjoy and they
yeah.
will get that too. You know? So,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like it for me, it has been like a ton of benefits, and it unveils, throughout the times. But you do have to like put effort for yourself, right? Because this is you, and this is the body you take care of, right? And the mind as well. So to function not only well in society, everybody's after success, but then you forget about your body and your
yeah,
mind. But
there's a
and
saying
so
there. You make, you want to make money. That's why you sacrifice the body. Then you spend money to get the body back into health.
yeah.
That's the modern
So
one.
I love that.
Yeah,
When I asked you from the beginning, right?
yeah,
What should I focus on? Because you have to go inner first, then
yes,
you can then progress on your outer success as
yeah,
well, which is like the success that we see in society. Not only that, when you're conscious of that, right, you become
yeah,
a more stable and responsible in terms of like what you decide and what you're doing out in the world as well, right? So I really that kind of like teaching or that kind of thing that you embody with the wellness is an overall
yeah.
whole living, right? The living part,
I mean,
right?
there's
So
a whole lot more. That's why I'm trying to get this, um, bigger hospital systems. So that's where I can really make a difference, and then maybe more people will be taking this wellness space. It has to because it has become so expensive, healthcare and the insurance premiums and all that. And also your quality of life. That's very important, right? So
yeah, I
there's
mean I
somebody.
don't stress about anything at all now,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's just like how do you turn this into like good things or possibilities or anything like that, right? Rather than looking at okay, this is what happened. It can be bad, but you know the way you pause that breath moment, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then you kind
That's
of
it.
make your decision, right? And you're like, you can take it the way you want, right? And so I really, for me, has been really, really, really beneficial. And it's only been a year, and can you imagine going out
I
the
think
rest
we
of
should
the
get at least 10, 15 people this year because we have about 6 people now. But they come
yeah,
at different times and then different schedules, like routines. But then I want
yeah,
them to be more consistent, two group. Then I can, if they are coming, I can teach the same thing. Otherwise, I have to start from the beginning for somebody. I don't somebody. For you, you have already seen some things that may be old for you. So that was Sanya, my friend and student that have been with me for a year now. I have Kumar here. Hi, Kumar. He's in the clubhouse. How are you, Kumar?
Yes, I'm good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I'm around 45 years old,
Okay.
and while sitting on the driving seat, or I mean, yeah, sometimes I feel little, I have to pull the breath, little difficulty in breathing.
Ah,
I have to, I have to sometimes just pull it, and or have to, when I'm too straight in the driving seat, then I have to pull the seat back, and then that makes breathing a little bit better.
mm, okay.
So
Usually,
I'm not very fat.
mm,
My my have weight age is around 45, and height is 5'11", and weight is around 75.
okay, okay. So you're not obese or anything. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah. Usually,
Yeah,
how we approach this is Kumar. We will see whether you have any underlying medical conditions or not. Okay, and any family history of some problems. Do you smoke?
no,
No.
and I don't have any sugar, or any,
Okay,
even in our
that's good.
family there's
That's,
not any such history.
do you walk and be active, or are you somebody who sits in the chair all the time?
No, I'm quite active,
Quite
and
active. Okay.
I also know a little bit about yoga. I don't do it regularly, but my body is quite flexible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yoga is a very deep science. Physical is only part of it, but you can make yourself much more healthy when you start with the physical yoga. But there's a lot more to the yoga. So there is something called pranayama. You must be knowing that. The breathing exercises. So they we show people how to take deep breaths and how to do various other exercises where your entire respiratory system will be enhanced, clear, and also deep breathing, more breathing happens and all. For you, it could be something like a positional. That means, are you sitting in the bucket seats or something like a chair line? How do you sit? What kind of seats you sit in the car?
I, no, I don't know much about just normal
No, no, no.
seat.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when I sit very still, I need to little bit backward. Then
Mm.
when your stomach is more free, then I feel better. No,
Okay.
it is not, there's not any. It's not very severe problem. Just I'm just
Yeah.
a little bit. Sometimes I feel.
Yeah. But it's something that you should take yoga more often and then do them. If you want some assistance, you can come to me on the bapal.net/register. You can go and register for wellness club if you wish. My students come there, and then I do them on the Zoom so that I can see them what they are doing. And I correct them. So my student was here earlier. She was talking about so. Some people come regularly, but different people come different times. But usually in the morning and in the evening. But if you are in India, my morning is your evening, and your morning is my evening, like kind of like. Okay? So you can do that too.
You are in US.
Yeah, I'm in the US. Yeah. So I used to do on the Instagram, and a lot of people used to come and join, but I was not able to see them, and I don't know whether they're doing it properly or not, whether they're getting hurt or anything, because yoga has to be done slowly, carefully, and also understanding your own body and problems too. Because I'm a physician, I usually check the first and make sure they're healthy enough to attend this, and also some precautions they have to take if they have conditions. Like one of the students had this problem with the gastritis, and she was having a lot of acid returns. Then I had to modify the asanas for her, that kind of thing. But try to do more often. And if you have any questions, come to me, then we can sit down and talk about it, and I will see what I can help you with. Okay. I'm pretty deep into the yoga science because I went and studied the ancient wisdom for so 25 years probably, and I'm still learning. They are so deep, And then I'm bringing it to modern science. Those kind of ancient Indians' insights into um, as a whole and human being in particular, especially inner aspect of it, that kind of thing. We do that all the time.
Yes. So if I go on your website, then
Yeah,
there is
yeah,
all kind of information, and
yeah,
from there I can see a
yeah. And then I'm here back channel. You can ask me question. That will be fine too. Okay.
yeah. Because I for now I just thought maybe there is a fat in the stomach. Maybe
Yeah.
that can that be the reason?
No, no, you cannot tell like that because you have to have certain criteria. You have to know. But it's not like I can give something like that. That's not right. You have to have a comprehensive evaluation, and then we can see what is going on. Okay, and then there's certain asanas you don't want to do if you are having such kind of difficulty. Generally try to sit straight in the chair and try to take deep breaths in and out. Start with that, okay? Like 8 times in the morning, 8 times in the evening on the empty stomach. Just sit down and keep your spine straight, and then take deep breaths in and out, like a 7 count deep breath. Hold it for 4 count, and then 8 count, take it out. Okay, and you take a
Yeah.
deep
Some,
deep breath.
something called nadi shodhan. That
No,
kind
no.
of thing.
That Nadi Shodhana is alternate nostril. That's different. This one is a simple Bastrika, bellows breathing. When you take deep breath, your stomach comes out. And when you take deep breath out, breathing out, the stomach goes and touches the spine line, that kind of thing. So this is the thing you want to do to find out how your breathing is, what is your breathing capacity and all that. And then you go to serious form of it. So you have to take it slow and easy, then your system also gets adjusted. Okay, but there's so much that's the tragedy in modern India is a lot of people are not really knowing the depth of yoga. I'm trying to come on and talk to people, especially youngsters. I'm now 68, but then a lot of these youngsters, I want them to look into the systems and then study and learn and improve their life. So that kind of-
Yes, I am aware of that. Yeah, yoga is, in Ashtanga yoga, it has 8 parts: Yam, Niyam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan. As you said, it is to then you learn how to focus your mind on
Yeah.
something. And yeah, I understand, but yeah, I am not practically, I am not being
Yeah,
able
that's
to.
what I'm saying. They might have heard of it, but they don't know what is the depth of it, what's the correct practice. That's what I'm trying to teach them because I myself get benefited a lot, but I go very deep though. Not necessarily everybody has to go, but at least they have to start. What it is, and then once they learn how good it is, they won't leave it. So we'll see.
So have you written some kind of
Yeah.
guidance on your website? Will I find some kind of booklet where I can?
Not the booklet, but mostly I'm coming and speaking, but there are a lot of speeches recorded. You can go to this is Dr. B.A. Pal, and there are so many talks on different aspects. You can listen to them if you want to. But I come on the several rooms and talk about, and that the wisdom app, there are like maybe 200 talks there. So, but they're all transcribed into Otter, and that was there. But I'm writing a book though. That's not yet done. When that comes, you can read that book. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fine for now, and I will
Ah,
go
there
to your
is a
website and
there is a ebook on the website. It's called Comprehensive Self Care. That is for people who are burned out, stressed out. That is there. Uh, People are buying that and then reading that. That's a very simple, like it passes on, and then it tells you all the about food, about activity, about sleep, about meditation, and all. It's only a brief book though. There's so much more there.
so do you have any group of
Yeah.
your students? Do they have any group where they
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I like
There's a
it because
there's a Facebook group. It's called Modern Challenges in. So there's a book title. Based on that, we put a book group, and the people come there, and then they can post questions, and then they can see what I'm posting, and then sometimes I come there live. Then they come, and then we discuss things. Yeah, sure. That
yeah.
be a Facebook friend, then I can invite you to the group, and you can come and join. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I will
Yeah.
go through all this information, and then if I have any
Yeah,
question, I will come
yeah.
back.
And I'll post it. Post the question to me in the back channel. Then I can answer you too. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much.
I think there's. Mm, all right. Then it's almost 1 hour now, Kumar. You know, we will close the room for now. Okay. So I talk to somebody.
Sure, sure.
I'll see you there. Okay. Bye. Okay, everybody on the wisdom. Anybody wants to come up? You can. Otherwise, I will close the room.